Hello, welcome to Try Animes, another Ami weekly roundup of anime figure releases. This will be from the 2nd of October to the 7th of October. We'll get straight into it. So the top 10 figures are a couple of androids, a freeing B-style of Shuna, Papa Parade as Jelaine, so it's relatively different mix, not just full upscale figures. So if we start from the 2nd, you can get an idea then of what has been released. There's been quite a few figures, but not like tons of figures that have been released really. Some that have come into stock, as Jelaine Balamator. So there's been quite a few figures, like SH Figure Arts. There was a whole load of Look Up series as well, back a few days ago. More figure arts. Here we go, Look Up series. So ones that I won't cover, but I've highlighted them here so you can at least sort of get an idea of whether if they interest you at all. Obviously the prices are pretty good for these Look Up series, but they're very simple figures, so they don't cost a lot to manufacture obviously. We'll get straight into the figures at least anyways. So we got Toho Project Flandre Scarlet Military Uniform version on 6th. 34,380 yen by Ray's Dream. So the Toho figures are obviously very well looked up. There's a very popular IP. A lot of people like the Toho Project series lineup. So this is obviously going to be, I think, will sell very well, and is going to be quite popular as well. The effect parts in this are very good, and obviously there's another Toho figure that will be in a sec. So Scarlet Fondre, I don't know much about the series, but it looks very good, and it's by Ray's Dream. It looks like they're aiming for like E-Stream levels of quality and price, hopefully, possibly maybe a bit cheaper than E-Stream, but I think the colouring and shading looks really good overall, and I love the concept of the figure with all the fire parts and whatnot going on. So there's that. Then we got Toho Project Familiar Scarlet Military Uniform version. So this one's obviously a bit more subdued, sort of vampire-esque, I suppose, or succubus-esque. Wing, yeah, I suppose vampire or bat wings. So she's got much more of an attitude compared to the other Toho figure. But you buy them as a pair, and they're the same price, 34,280 yen. And then you can put them together if you want to. They do have a limited run version as well, which comes with a tapestry for each. Costs a bit more money, but I didn't cover them here because I didn't see the need to. These are both expected, so January 2025 and December 2024. So you got over a year for these, so you've got plenty of time to at least save up for these, even though they are much more expensive. Figure Arts Zero Chogi Kitsen Monkey D. Luffy Gear 5 Giant One Piece. I included this Figure Arts 0 because it's obviously Luffy in his Gear 5 form, giant. So it's going to be a very iconic one that a lot of people are probably going to want to get, and I think it's the first figure I've seen of this. So 17,240 yen by Bandai Spirits. Obviously, maybe wait for a full scale figure, but One Piece are sort of. They get a lot of releases over the years, so there's probably not going to be a shortage of figures of Luffy coming out in Gear 5 in this form that we've seen recently in the anime. A couple of Tenatol figures. Tenatol Wandering Witch, The Journey of Elaine La Mode, Elaine Complete by Fuyu, 5,220 yen. This is obviously a very simple looking figure, but I think the style just lends to the actual appeal of this figure, and obviously you get, I think you get these little dumpling accessories, or no, that's cream. Do you get those? Looks to me complete figure. It doesn't state whether you get those cream and this little sign board, but for 5,220 yen, it's obviously not going to blow you away, but I think if you're just starting out, Tenatol seem to have been knocking out of the park compared to, say, Papa Parade. In the overall designs, they're much more dynamic compared to just vertical standing characters in their character standard outfit for, you know, 7,000, 8,000 yen. Well, about in this price range, or for the larger series. The larger series I quite like for Pop-Up Parade. They're more detailed and painted, but they do cost a couple thousand yen more than this. But Tental have been knocking out of the park. So if you're on a budget, I'll keep an eye out for Tental. Another Tental Inuyasha, 5,980 yen. Obviously an iconic character that a lot of people love to get hold of, and obviously this is a good way to start your Inuyasha figure, or if you just want one represented in your figure without trading back for an aftermarket scale figure of Inuyasha, then which will probably cost you quite a bit these days, since obviously it's been a while since we've had any Inuyasha releases by a manufacturer. So under 6,000 yen, you can get Tental, which is it's decent and it's a good starting off point. And then we got Tental. That time ago we counted as a slime Rimuru complete figure by Furyu again, 6,580 yen. This one costs a bit more, obviously, because there's a bit more of the effect parts going on in this one. But yeah, it's Rimuru in his standard outfit, and it's not going to cost you, an arm and leg, or 18,000, over 15,000 yen. Talking 2.5 times the price basically for a scale figure, at least, if not approaching 4 times for a decent one of Rimuru at least. So yeah, and that's why I like these Tental figures. They seem to just be a bit more consistent than Pop-Up Parade. Pop-Up Parade's a bit hit and miss, unfortunately, with their releases. Tental Hatsune Miku Yumi Kari Princess complete version. So this one's obviously a bit more unique with the pink undertones in her twin tails, compared to traditionally where she's just obviously blue, straight up blue on her twin tails. And the outfit's obviously very cute, and the unicorn's very adorable. With it being Tental, it's a very good price. If you're not massive into Hatsune Miku, you're not played any of the games, but you do sort of feel like you need to have Hatsune Miku in your collection, then a Tental of her would be, I would say, is ideal, because it's not breaking the bank, and it's a pretty appealing looking figure. I do like the overall aesthetic of this figure, and it looks adorable. And I know the paint job's not going to be amazing, but again, it's not a full scale figure, so it's obviously smaller, and it's just got enough detail to keep you intrigued, at least in the figure. Honor of Kings Swan Starlet Ji Kui 1/7 by Maithias for 41,280. So this is like a ballerina-esque one, so it's kind of 2 figures in one, I guess you could say, since you've got 2 ballerina-esque figures in different poses, obviously, and one being sort of light and dark, so I guess you could say yin-yang aesthetic they're giving off. It's a very elegant looking figure. The paint job I think is going to be great. Maithias has been really good with the paint jobs usually, and they do seem to respond to our feedback, that if people have a problem with certain aspects of promo pictures, or if people keep an eye on the manufacturing process, Maithias have been at least abiding by customer feedback of any defects that people think they might have in their paint technique. So if you're Honor of Kings, which I think is a Chinese game, fan, then there's a very nice figure for you to collect. Probably be a centerpiece on your shelf, I'd expect. Umumusame Pretty Derby Rice Shower Makeup Vampire for 1/7 a good smile, 21,490 yen. So I'm not massive into Umumusame, but a lot of people are, and obviously we're coming up to Halloween. So this might be one to pick up if you're doing a vampire themed shelf to have, or that you would rotate in your collection. Depends on what space you have. Some people are like that, where they will have they will do like a season shelf, and they'll just churn through their collections, and then they'll put them back in the box. And if you're big into Umumusame, you can get this. Will show up in August 2024, as long as there's no delays, which would be obviously 2 months before October. So even if there's a delay, you can still get it, as long as you pay for export shipping. 21,000 yen is pretty good, and the purples look really rich and vibrant in this. The outfit looks great. There's nothing bad I can say about her. I think she's worth the 21,000 yen for a 1/7 scale figure. The Idolmaster Cinderella Girls Fumikia Sagisawa off stage 1/8 by Kurobukiya for 16,630 yen. This is in April 2024. So this one gives off more comfy vibes. So if you prefer to get figures that sort of provide an air of comfort and being casual, then this is obviously the sort of aesthetic you'd be looking for in the design of this figure. And 16,000 yen, obviously, it's a 1/8, so it's a bit smaller, but Kotobukiya have always good with the quality. The chair looks pretty good. Well, the paint job on the chair looks pretty good, and the table obviously looks pretty standard overall. Yeah, you're getting quite a few accessories obviously with this to dress the entire figure up basically, and set piece it. That time I got reincarnated as a slime Milim Narval Dragonoid Dragon Form version, 1/7 by Eastream for 38,500 yen. So this one's obviously going to be one of those big centerpiece ones that you'd want from Eastream, where you got all the effect parts and whatnot shown on, going off, and just, you know, just her being, if you're really big into Milim and Narva, then you'd definitely want this figure. It is Eastream. They can be hit and miss in terms of quality, but they have like 10 out replacements on if you've had problems. So yeah, they're expensive, but I think for what they are showing here, it's generally worth it. I think most people are pretty happy with the what Eastream are doing overall, of just these big massive set piece figures to have in your collection. Goblin Slayer 2 Sword Maiden, 1/6 by Hakori Musumi, 22,700 yen. This is obviously good because it's good to get another priestess figure, because there's the other priestess figure that comes out this month actually, which is a bit bland, doesn't have like this very good base. So this one might be worth actually picking up for, and I think this one actually costs a bit more, but I do like the overall design. This is showing off, and this comes out in May 2024, and there is also the priestess. So you got the Sword Maiden. Oops, oh god, I just got rid of the priestess one, and the priestess for this 22,700 yen. So, and they can go together. So really, if you're big into Goblin Slayer, obviously you've got the new season that's come out now, currently airing in October of 2023. So season 2. Then really do probably want to pick up both of these as a set piece for your collection. April 2024 for Priestess, and May 2024 for the Sword Maiden. B-Style, that time I got reincarnated as a slime Shuna Bunny version 1/4 scale by Freeing. This is obviously something I think if you've got Shion, or you're getting the other reincarnated slime figures from Freeing, then you need to probably collect this or get this one as well to finish up the lineup. I've pre-ordered the Shuna because I've got Shion, but the other ones I'm not too massive onto really. Although I probably do want to get Milim, but that'll be in the aftermarket. And I do probably want to get this one I've covered in last week's video, I think. So to focus, I'll pre-order Shuna, probably looking to pre-order, I can't remember what her name is, and then I want to get Milim as well at some point. I could probably pick those up later on in the in the aftermarket. Really, it just depends on how your budget is as you get and when they're being released. So Shuna's being released in June 2024. But yeah, no, it's a Freeing figure. I do like the fact that it's white, so it looks, or a very light pink maybe, or white with like a pinkish tinge. That could just be the lighting that they've got going on and the reflections of the hair. But it's a very pretty and cute little figure. Obviously, she's going to be one of the smallest ones, reflecting in the price. And Shion was like 33,000 yen, so saving a few thousand yen because her being physically small is not too bad, even though you've got the freeing tax, B-Style freeing tax. Belty Princess Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation palm-sized Roxy by Meghouse, 7,980 yen. So this one's just a palm-sized figure, so she's probably around the 1/8 scale-ish overall. The paint job looks pretty adequate overall, and obviously the price is not insane for it being a non-scale figure. The only problem is not being a scale figure, so it might put some people off. And that's coming out in March 2024. We've got Azure Lane Huajon, the Festival Undead version on the 6th by AnimePre and X-Anigift, 22,000 yen. So this one's obviously themed, I guess you could say, like Halloween themed in some form, with her being tied up. Very obviously scantily dressed, as most Azure Lane figures are in the design, at least of the outfit. This is a very appealing looking figure. If you're into that sort of thing, I technically am, but I don't think it is. There's so many Azure Lane characters that you can't really collect all of them unless that's all you collect, and you don't collect any other figures, and you have a lot of money. So of disposable income. So 20,000 yen, but the overall aesthetic and design of this, I quite like the figure overall. It's definitely very attractive, and definitely puts a very unique style. Rising the Shield Hero Raphtalia Bikini Armor version, 1/7 by Seoul International. It's Raphtalia and Bikini Armor. Looks fine. Bit more of a unique, obviously, stance compared to normal Raphtalia. It's nothing, obviously, anything cute really, which I think is what you'd normally go for with Raphtalia. You don't really want to overly sexualize her, but I guess there's the freeing, funny style of her that's out. But 17,000 yen is not too bad. But not really for me, but there is that if you want it. GGG Mobile Suit Gundam The Witch from Mercury salutes Mercury 1/8 on Mega House, 24,020 yen. For 1/8, I think this is a bit much. I think it might be a good chunk of the cost coming from the IP rights being bought for this character, unfortunately. So I think that's where the majority of the cost is coming from. So maybe hold off on this. It's obviously there's no amazing shading or anything like that. The base looks kind of interesting with the way they've done this blue with the sort of circuitry going through it. That looks quite cool. I think that's the only thing I really like to say is positive about the figure, really, is that base. But yeah, I don't think it's worth 24,000 yen. And then we get into the 18 plus section of AnimePre. The only one that seems to be released, well, in stock, you've got Himiko Illustrated Sky 1/6, 23,000 yen, and then you've got let's go to the tab. Imoto Seimindi Ichachu Suru Honyong, younger sister 1/6 by Eclipse Feather, 21,900 yen. So this is obviously a cast-off figure which comes with explicit not safe for work accessories, or just design overall. So if you want that sort of in your collection and you don't mind having that on show, and there's that in the 18 plus section, age restricted section of AnimePre. That rounds it up for, let's go back to, so that rounds it up for this week's figure releases. I thought would be worth at least reviewing in some way. Saturdays generally seem to be pretty quiet. Fridays are generally the biggest. Thursday and Fridays have the most figure releases. That's what to expect. These will be in a link down below. A spreadsheet of all the figures I looked at today, just so you can quickly get to them without having to search them up or type them up into AnimePre's pretty average search engine. Next week will only be a 5-day, so it'll be from the 10th of October to the 14th of October for the video, for the date. So there's one less day, so there might be a bit more density of figures on one or two of those days, so we'll have to see how it is. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. I shall catch you in next week's video, and please comment, subscribe, and just let me know if this is worth me doing my time on for you guys, and wanting to add sort of the spreadsheet to make it a bit easier for you to at least find the figures. Obviously I get no form kickback from them, they're just copy pasted hyperlinks from them. There's no affiliate link. AnimePre doesn't have any affiliate link from I'm aware of. I'm not even sure if they actually sponsor any other YouTubers that do this sort of thing. It's normally like buy people get one videos sponsored from. But yep, that'll do it for this one, so I shall catch you in the next video. Peace.